Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up.
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this interview on Project 402. My name is Colin, and I am a lover of all things Omaha and entrepreneurship. The guest that I have on today is a gentleman named John Sievers, who is the owner of Green Beans Coffee out at 168th and Harrison. John was born and raised in Grand Island, Nebraska, but right when he turned 18, he decided to join the Air Force, which took him all around the world. John eventually ended up in Offutt, where he retired from the Air Force in 2014 after 26 years of duty, which is phenomenal. Today you guys will get a chance to hear his story, what it was like being in the military, what it was like creating a business with no prior business experience, and even learn a thing or two about how you can give back and continue to support the troops. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy his story. Obviously, traveling all over the world is a whole story in and of itself.
Right.
What was the coolest place that you got to visit?
Oh my! I don't think I can. I mean, I've been stationed in Panama, Germany, Korea. I've deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Ecuador, Peru, Colombia. So I've been all over the place. A few stateside assignments, but I don't know that I can just pick one that.
Sure.
I like deploying, believe it or not. It's.
What about it do you like so much? Because as a male, I've obviously tickled the idea of joining, high school and college even, but I never ended up going and moving forward with that idea. What is it about? Is it the camaraderie?
I was just going to say the camaraderie is probably the biggest thing, especially when you're a deployed environment.
Sure.
It's just it's a brotherhood that's really different than maybe being back stateside and in that training mode.
Right.
I like being operational. We're trained to be at war, I guess, and so
I'm sure always on your toes.
Being able to use your skills in a real time environment is just it's a lot of fun. Very, very rewarding. So.
Good. Yeah, well, thank you for your service, of course.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah. But, yeah, gosh, that's something that I've always wanted to, I guess, capture is people often say, you're crazy for enjoying it so much. A lot of people, especially my grandfather and other folks, they got drafted. Why would someone be in the military, be in the Air Force, any branch, just for so long? But everyone that I've always talked to says the camaraderie. I mean, I by no means am comparing my situation to yours at all, but I went to all-male high school, I was in a fraternity in college, and just, obviously we didn't have any life or death scenarios,
right.
But just something about being around all guys is a different environment, different atmosphere. Everyone's kind of got each other's back.
Yeah.
I imagine that's exponentially true with any branch of the military whatsoever.
Yeah, that's similar. I mean, for men and women, I mean, it's just... When you're a service member, I mean, like I said, we all got each other's back.
Right.
We have our service rivalries and whatnot, but when the rubber meets the road, we're all we work together and take care of each other, and and it's all for country.
Exactly.
It's a lot of people ask that question, why did you serve? It's for this great nation we live in. The political climate may not seem like it, but I'm telling you what, we by far, hands down, live in the greatest country in the world.
I was going to say, you've seen firsthand actual governments taking place in other countries, and no one can attest to that better than someone who has been involved in multiple countries like that. But so what life afterwards? You said 2000 what?
2014 I retired.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you moved back to Omaha.
Yeah.
What was the first thing after you retired? Did you
Green Beans Coffee, Omaha. I was supposed to retire in 2012 because I had reached higher tenure for my rank.
Okay.
And I was about 10 days out, 11 days out from my retirement, and I got picked up for promotion. And with that promotion, if I took it, I needed to stay for 2 more years. And at the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Sure.
I'm a meteorologist by trade, and didn't really want to do that in the afterlife. I kind of thought I did earlier in my career, and then as I progressed through it, didn't think I really wanted to keep doing that. And so in that 2 years that I got, early on the Air Force teaches you, these complex resumes that, people scan, and you got to wear these expensive suits, and you got to,
Sure.
and that just was not me. I'm all about being myself, and so I had to figure out what I wanted to do, at least for the next few years of my life.
Sure.
And one of them was I didn't want to hang up my uniform. I wanted to keep serving my country.
I see.
And so I made a list of all the stuff I loved the most. And country kept floating to the top every time. I said, I got to find something where I'm serving my country.
You actually sat down and wrote
them all out.
To kind of do some soul searching, figure out where I do want
top
to go.
10 things I enjoyed in life.
Really?
And leading small groups of people, serving my country. Family always said I needed to open a restaurant because I obviously love food.
Yeah.
I love coffee. We first looked at some fast food place. I can't remember what it was, and couldn't afford to do that.
To like franchise?
Yeah, it was a franchise thing. And then, almost as a joke, looked at a Canadian coffee place, but they didn't want to be down here.
Was that Pete's?
Huh?
Was that Pete's?
No, Tim Hortons.
Oh, yeah, Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, and it just dawned on me, wait a minute, what about Green Beans Coffee? I said they were all over Iraq and Afghanistan. I knew a little bit about them, their support for the military. I knew about their Cup of Joe program. And I was pretty sure their product was awesome. I mean, it was that or Chow Hall beverage and foods, so didn't have a lot to compare it to. So
you got exposed to green beans when you were deployed overseas?
Yeah.
Okay, so explain that for a lot of people, because I, like myself, did not know that they were involved in other parts of the world.
Yeah, so Green Beans Coffee Company is actually owned and operated by 2 brothers.
Okay.
One of the brothers, Jason, was in Saudi Arabia, working in the Prince of Saudi Arabia's medical facility. It's like I believe he's like an equipment specialist or sales, something of that nature.
Sure.
And Jason had noticed that his counterparts were during holiday hauling coffee over in their suitcases because tea's the primary hot beverage in the Middle East.
Tea's most common?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So very little coffee, if at all.
Interesting.
And so Jason's brother, John, was back on the West Coast, hitting up local coffee shops and whatnot, and they talked it over, and they're like, we got to figure out how to get some coffee over here,
right.
Get it bundled, and that way, the folks from the U.S. or whatever don't have to mull it over here, and we can sell it. So they figured all that out, and actually opened a cafe. It had a French name in the Princess of Saudi Arabia's furniture store. So they opened a little cafe and served coffee and muffins. And soldiers started driving 45 minutes to get coffee.
45 minutes.
Stuff. The base Eskin Village was about 45 minutes away.
This got so sick of tea, or what?
They found out about it. When they were able to get Liberty and go shopping or whatever, they'd hit up their cafe, and base leadership or whatever said, hey, can you guys, do something like this on base?
Way closer.
And so Green Beans Coffee was born, and they opened a cafe at Eskin Village, and then leadership was, well, can you do something similar for our troops in combat in Iraq and Afghanistan? So then the coffee shop in a container was born. They converted old shipping containers into little coffee cafes. And those shipping containers were driven out to locations. They were hoisted out via helicopter, to combat zones. And
That's so funny that it started in a shipping container, because I'm sure you've probably heard, everyone has heard now about like shipping container houses and like these small homes coming in shipping containers.
Green Beans was doing that 20-some years ago.
So they're the pioneers, right?
Yeah,
so
I don't know if
get
they're the
royalties
pioneers,
for everyone building their houses out of them now.
I don't know that they're the pioneers of it, but it was a great idea, and they, one of the shipping containers showed up at Jalalabad Air Base in Afghanistan, which is where I was at.
Okay.
And I walked in there, and it was like going home for 15 minutes. We call it our 15 minutes of tranquility. It's on our posters around here. And you would walk in, air conditioned, trailer, fresh baked muffins and coffee, and it was just wonderful. It was like
definitely more than just the coffee then.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You said, it's tasted back home and the air conditioning.
Yeah. I mean, and they're the first American food company out there.
Wow.
The drivers and stuff went through hostile conditions at times to get product in for their cafes.
So John, while that development was going on overseas, was there the Green Beans coffee shops popping up in the States at the same time, or how did one come to be in Omaha versus overseas, just helping out the troops?
Right. So I honestly don't know the exact time frame that John and Jason started opening cafes in the U.S. It's stuck in the back of my memory from being there in 2007, 2008. It's the first time that I had green beans. And when I was trying to find myself in those 2 years, green beans resurfaced and kind of met my things I love to do the most. My country, small team, food, coffee, telling my story and my why.
Sure.
And so it just kind of made sense. And so I sent out a little application to Green Beans. Honestly, didn't expect them to approve it. I was like, why would they want to open in little old Omaha? And 2 weeks later, I got a response that said, "Yeah, we would love to have a Green Beans coffee in Omaha." And I was like,
did you ask him ever if you were the first one to reach out?
We are the first family-owned one in the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, holy crap, I got to figure out how to run a business and quick. And so I jumped into a variety of classes from SCORE and did the Boots to Business from the SBA and Syracuse University. That was an 8-week course. And so I learned as much as I could, as fast as I could. And Green Beans Coffee Company and their support for veterans is just unbelievable.
Right.
And what they've provided to me, I definitely could not be here today if it wasn't without them.
Sure.
They've been amazing.
Did all these business courses and whatnot. What was the biggest challenge or hurdle you faced when starting your own business? I mean, especially from never having to start. You never had any experience in coffee or retail or a brick and mortar store before ever, correct?
Yeah.
Because right out of high school you joined the service,
right?
And then after the service you jumped into owning your own business.
Right.
You didn't go to business school, nothing like that. So what was the biggest hurdle that you had to overcome to make Green Beans what it is today?
Well, the finances is always tough. Developing a solid business plan and getting somebody to believe in you and your cause and what you're doing, where they're willing to put their money on the line or whatever to support your cause. Because I was an enlisted man. I didn't have a lot of money, jumping into this, and it's definitely not a cheap thing to do. It's definitely doable. Anybody can do it.
Did you get a business loan from the?
I got an SBA loan.
Okay.
So it's a little bit easier being a veteran, just a tad. But yeah, I mean, there's resources out there. The SCORE office is a plethora of information, and it's free, and they'll counsel you and walk you through things. And they offer all kinds of courses on whether it's financial to running QuickBooks to running POS systems. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. So,
And how'd you find SCORE?
just through my research and learning about the SBA and
Is that strictly online? I'm somewhat familiar.
oh no, there's SCORE. There's the actual office that you go into, and they have people that help you.
Okay. Do you have to schedule? Where in Omaha is there one?
It's off. I know you had exit 680 and Pacific maybe.
Okay.
Up in that area. I can't remember. It's Crossroads, but it's up in that area of town.
I see.
Yeah.
And do you have
But
to,
just they're everywhere. Just about every city has them.
I didn't know that it was so widespread.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's physical locations either.
Yeah.
I thought that was mostly just online courses.
No.
But
Yeah.
how, goodness, what was the biggest thing? Was the finances the biggest thing you learned from,
Yeah, I
from
mean,
that? Or did they also teach, customer relationship, HR, PR?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I mean they have those resources. My balls started rolling pretty quick.
Well, yeah,
So
definitely.
I was taking some courses and doing a lot of stuff while I was still active duty. Once I retired, then it was just going to the grind. Buying equipment,
Right.
securing the location, and I learned a lot of stuff as I went. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And
Yeah,
it's how you
everyone does.
learn.
It's funny
One of the key things I learned from SCORE and taking those classes was surrounding yourself with good people. And so right off the bat, I did that. I found the best accountants in town. I found the best law firm. I found everybody that I could. I made this my circle tight
Uh-huh.
and good. It wasn't cheap at first, but
Definitely.
they helped me build a really, really solid foundation.
How
And-
does one go about, for those who are maybe thinking about starting their own businesses, how would you recommend finding the best accountant, the best tax guy, the realtor, the helping the location
I mean,
situated?
you can research that stuff online and find reviews and whatnot. A lot of mine was word of mouth.
Okay.
I had, neighbors who the accountant came over to several parties we had. So I was like, hey, I'm opening a business. You help me out. Yeah.
It's probably a little unique to
so-
Omaha in that sense.
Yeah, and then I,
whereas-
talked to a few other people, and they said, hey, why don't you check out this law firm? They're like the superior in Omaha, and they help you get all that legal stuff set up.
Right.
So, granted, I've moved on to, I really like supporting veteran-owned businesses. So as over the years, as I have found like veteran-run accounting services, that's I've changed them. I've found similar and legal, and so I've made some adjustments along the way.
Sure.
To one, support local small businesses and to help me with costs and stuff like that. But in the beginning, I think you got to really to just lay that right foundation. And sometimes that
No matter the cost, huh?
costs you a little bit more money to
Interesting.
get it going right. And now I've got all these things in place that just move along smoothly. And
In regards to
well,
veterans.
Offutt's been here forever, and it's was the strategic air command, so it's been
Right.
an enormous military presence here for forever, and Bellevue and stuff being is pretty much entirely a military community.
Sure.
So,
No, it really is.
yeah, it's just the support's great. It's great. When I got involved in For One For All, I never realized how many veteran organizations there are.
Yeah.
Because every corner you turn, there's a veteran organization, especially nowadays with the suicide rates and PTSD and all
Yes.
that. It's
What-
so many.
And I don't know if you know the statistics off the top of your head, but what are some of those horrible statistics? If you want to share them.
Yeah,
out.
I honestly don't know, and it's 22 too many is the number
So,
that gets
just
used a
behind
lot.
you, right?
Yeah, and that's some will debate that or argue that.
Is that number of suicides daily? Is that?
Yeah, and it and some say those statistics were taken from a time frame many years ago, and so
Right.
But I think if anybody tries to argue that, you're just missing the point.
I completely
The point
agree.
is anyone taking their life,
One is too
or
many.
dealing with PTSD or whatever the case may be, one's too many.
Sure.
So you're completely missing the point. But yeah, that's usually the stat or whatever that you'll see.
22
is 22 too many. So that sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, no worries.
That is a number that you'll quite often see, whether it's on the web or in movies or
Sure.
whatever.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that's because, obviously I'm just speculating, but do you think it's because other communities don't have as good of help and facilitation for life after? As good as Omaha, or what?
I can't answer that. I mean,
Sure.
there's always the stigma with mental health. I mean, I'm not a mental health professional. I own coffee shops. I don't know. I mean, it's just really
Mental health's in here, right?
maybe a lack of mental health care. There's a negative stigma, especially in the military, with seeking mental health. It impacts your security clearance, it can impact your job. So there's a lot of stuff with pride. And,
Sure. That's a good point.
A lot of men aren't going to want to go get mental health counseling. Maybe it's a sign of weakness. I mean, it could be a lot of things.
I see.
But that's an issue that I think we're doing a lot better dealing with. But that's
Do any of the charities and organizations that you're affiliated with, or that Green Beans donates to, do they focus on that at all? I know you mentioned one is families that have.
Yeah, I mean, in some regard, I guess they all do. I mean,
Sure.
for all, that's a lot of our goals. Fisher House is more providing apartments or homes to families or veterans that are recovering or seeking help or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
So in some regard, all those organizations, that's their goal is to help these people. And, I think one of the biggest things that helps veterans is being able to engage with other veterans, that camaraderie. I mean, we try to
That goes back to the.
and we try to do that
about
here.
it.
I mean,
Right.
that's a big thing for us here. We got one of our mottos is where community happens, and that's one of our goals here is to be a meeting place for people like that. We have a widows group that meets here every month. We have
How cool.
a variety of groups that meet here all the time.
Does it cost to rent out a space, or?
No, we don't. People they just come here and meet. Some of them will give us a heads up so we can move some tables around. But
Right.
we also have after-hour reservations here. It doesn't cost you anything. But if we do open the cafe for people, then we like to cater it, or need to have X amount of food and drink sold. Because to have staff here and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, but otherwise,
So we're in a business.
we don't
at the
charge for renting the space.
That's awesome. What are your guys' normal hours?
6 to 5 Sunday through, or rather Monday through Saturday, and then 7 to 5 on Sundays. Drive-throughs open a little bit on either side of that.
Sure.
A little bit longer, but yeah.
Cool. And what you were just mentioning to me before we started recording that there's like a play area even for
We
kids
do,
back
yeah.
there?
That's very popular being in a neighborhood like this.
Right.
We do have a kids play area, makes us very unique from other similar establishments in town. And we got the outdoor seating, comfort seating, table seating, drive-through. So yeah, the kids really like to come back here, but most of them know where the kids play area is, and TV and books and toys,
Sure.
all kinds of stuff back there for them to. So it's great.
That definitely sets you apart. And I've traveled to several different cities, and I've never seen a coffee shop that has a specific kids area set aside to, to entertain kids while parents are working or whatnot. Looking into the kind of the coffee industry as a whole, what What challenges do you face, especially with Starbucks? Obviously, reigns supreme, if you will, in regards to coffee. But what challenges? Scooter's the biggest competition. Crane Coffee. Have you noticed trends that you feel like you might struggle to keep up with like cold brew? Are you staying ahead of those trends with nitro coffee?
So, being a licensee, I don't have a lot of control over that, nor do I have a lot of any say in that at all.
Sure.
I kind of follow in line with Green Beans Coffee. Green Beans Coffee is a very, very traditional coffee house. We don't get into a lot of the marketed drinks and beverages and stuff that some of our competitors do.
What do they call those? Specialty drinks, right?
Yeah, I mean we have ours, but ours are pretty standard. I think we do a great job of staying current. We are one of the only places in town to have nitro coffee.
Right. Explain what that is to people, because I had no idea what it was.
It's just nitrogen infused cold iced coffee.
You explained to me it's similar to a Guinness, where it's not as carbonated as a soda.
Right.
But
You kind of get like the texture or the feel of a Guinness, I guess, and so it's really good. Almost you don't need any cream to drink it because it really frosts it out kind of,
Right.
and it's a little bit airy, I guess.
a little what?
It's airy.
Airy, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of got a creamy texture to it. So a lot of people just quit drinking cream in their coffee. They just get it with nitro, and yeah, so it's really good. And so that's one of our things.
For consumers, that cost more, or what?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but anywhere you go, they're going to charge you a little extra for
Yeah. But it doesn't like double the price or anything crazy. It's
No, not at all.
pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, machines do that more. So, I mean, our iced coffee takes 16 to 24 hours to make. It's not, whole brewed coffee that we pour over ice.
Sure.
Some places do that, but that's not
Want to name
ours.
any names?
No. Our cold brew coffee is steeped
Yeah, it's
in
legitimate.
cold water for 16 to 24 hours.
Right.
And it is absolutely delicious.
So what's your favorite coffee drink, John?
Oh, I drink black coffee.
Just black?
If you're going to make me choose, I would say our Americano because our espresso is so good.
Okay.
But,
I see. So yeah, you're kind of, I guess, handcuffed when it comes to doing any internal changes, I guess. Is that correct? Like we're not going to be seeing whatever the zebra drink is from Starbucks.
no, I mean it won't be on our menu, but we'll make it.
Okay.
Most of our staff knows what our competitors sell, and they know how to make it, and they know how to make it, and so we'll duplicate it the best we can.
Sure.
But we're not. Green Beans is not going to get into selling zebras or one of the challenges we have in that regard is like macchiatos, for example. We sell traditional macchiatos. Customers come in here asking for macchiatos. We serve it to them, and then what they got was a cup of espresso with a dollop of milk on top.
Right.
That's not the macchiato they give our competitors. Our
scratching their
macchiato,
beards saying, "This
by
guy got
definition,
this
is
wrong."
the correct macchiato.
Right. The
Our
Americanized.
competitors have marketed that beverage differently. So that's a challenge. Being next to a gas station, we get customers that come in and ask for cappuccinos.
Sure.
We do traditional cappuccinos. What they serve you at a gas station is more of a latte, not
Right.
a cappuccino. So we get some, that's some challenges because we are very traditional. We don't sell flavored coffees. We either have a medium roast or a dark roast.
Okay.
Because that's how the bean comes off the plant. It's roasted,
Yeah.
medium or dark.
Simple. Yeah, I agree. The industry's gotten
Beans
so
do not intermingle with hazelnut or almond or anything like that.
so complex now.
Just very, very, very traditional. And so that's everything here. All our food's made to order. We try to source, as local as possible. All our
I noticed
muffins.
it's a reoccurring trend.
Yeah.
A theme rather is that you're always looking at local, whether it's supporting veterans, getting your ingredients from that.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of one of the goals, I guess, of doing Project 402 is to just support local
Yeah.
around Omaha.
Yeah. And our muffins are all made from scratch here too. We don't.
You keep talking about those. I'm gonna definitely grab
They're
myself
not mass baked and they're not frozen.
Mm-hmm.
You get them. You get a muffin here. You get it. They came out of the oven and to you, never frozen in the process. So if ours get taken down and frozen, they're being donated somewhere. They're
Sure.
not.
Right. Yeah.
But we do make everything here. So fresh, delicious all the time.
Right.
Made to order. So we have a little saying for our drive-through that we're fresh food, not fast food.
I like that.
And so it takes a little bit longer. And most of our people that come here, they learn to appreciate that we're making their food fresh,
Right.
as they're willing to wait a few more minutes. New customers don't realize that, so that's a challenge too. When we first opened, we actually had a sign out that told people that we're not just throwing your stuff in a microwave and out the window.
Sure.
So it took a little while to train people, and
Yeah, because we're in the time of convenience where we want everything as quick as
our
possible.
competitors, all have like a 2-minute,
Oh, yeah.
2-minute turn. Well, we can't do it.
Sure.
We can't make our food that fast. Yeah, but you're getting a fresh big sandwich, or whatever every time you come in. So it does make it different, but it's just an education thing that I think we've done a pretty good job at. Most of our customers don't. If they've been here before, they don't mind it all waiting because they know they're going to get
The best quality.
They know their food's going to be good. They know that we still hand and steam our milk to make their drinks. So they know, they're getting a good product every time.
That's awesome.
And
I think that's a value that a lot of businesses should stand by.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the ones that helps businesses stand out and differentiate themselves from the chains, from all the competitors.
Yeah.
Going back a little bit, what trends do you see are coming into the coffee industry at all? Is the nitro infused coffee that being more and more
I
common?
think
Obviously, cold brew is kind of the most recent trend.
I guess the nitro infused is probably the current trend. Our competitors, experiment with all kinds of things. It's just always stays really, really true to themselves and traditional, and they don't get too far into the trends, I guess.
Right. Don't go too far down the rabbit hole.
They've kind of avoided the K-cup thing for a while. Our new partnership with the Fisher House has resulted in Green Beans Coffee working on some K-cups.
Oh, really?
For Keurigs.
When will I expect to be able to purchase
Well,
some of those?
supposedly we should start seeing them in about a month.
Oh, wow.
They've been in the works for quite a while, and I'm not for sure what the exact logistics or whatever of them is going to end up being, but there's going to be something like X amount of K-cups are purchased, an equivalent amount will be donated to the Fisher House. So our Green Beans Coffee will be in all the Fisher Houses across the country.
Is that the only sort of retail that Green Beans is looking to get into, or do you guys also sell your bags of beans and Hy-Vees?
We sell two pound bags of our beans here in the cafe.
I see them right there.
Corporate sells them on their website. To my knowledge, they're not in stores anywhere.
Right.
That's out of my corporate.
Discretion.
That would be at the corporate level, whether they're in grocery stores or not. My tumblers and bottles, insulated bottles, are all something I do myself. Green Beans Coffee has a different style. I've partnered with a company called Warrior Flask, and these are all like Yeti quality.
I was going to ask if they're Yeti. They look,
I personally tested them. They match Yeti identically.
Do they really?
But Warrior Flask is run by a couple.
It's a sweet name.
But they started this in their garage, and it grew. They're only a little over a year old, and they've since moved into a facility maybe the size of this cafe.
Are they in Omaha?
No, they're in Phoenix.
Okay.
And I visited them about a month ago, and they're growing so fast and getting ready to move into a warehouse in the next 6 months.
Whoa.
But they, for every one of their tumblers or bottles sold, their retail ones, they donate one to a military member.
Every single one.
So
I saw.
yeah, every single one. So
Warrior Flask.
Warrior Flask.
Flask. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Now
wanna
I
make
buy
sure
mine wholesale, so $1 from each one of mine goes to military organizations. So they do.
Man, that's
And so they customize
incredible.
mine. They're absolutely amazing products, and what they do for our country is just amazing.
Right.
They took me to the back of their warehouse where they're just stacked to the ceiling of all the cases ready to ship out to units across Iraq, Afghanistan.
It's just a little over a year, and they're expanding so
Oh
quickly.
yeah, they're growing so fast. The husband and wife are just continuously, engraving these things,
Right.
trying to take them all out. So they're doing a great job, great couple.
Sure.
So yeah. Anyway, with our energy drinks too, we've recently partnered with a company called Killcliff, and they're partners with the Navy SEAL Foundation, and they have Ignite, which is kind of like your Red Bull Endures, kind of like a Gatorade.
Okay.
And then their recovery drinks, and they're all natural. Everything's fruit or juice extracts. All the caffeine in it is extracted from coffee beans.
Sure.
So they're actually good for you. They're not like
Right. It's not the high fructose corn syrup.
no
and all that.
chemicals. It's either sweetened with monk fruit or stevia. So
Okay.
they're actually, through the ingredients on them, everything in it's good for you.
Sure.
Not chemical laden.
That's-
And they're a cause that, they Navy SEALs, run by Navy SEALs.
Have you met the owners of that?
I have not
You
met.
gone?
I have not met them
Okay.
yet. No, that's a new partnership. We just started working with them.
I see.
And this is me, not Green Beans Coffee
Right.
Company. I've chosen locally to partner with these two.
Sounds like they give you quite a bit of free reign on,
They do.
on what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
As long as you're staying true to the core values of honor first, coffee second.
Yeah.
I love that slogan.
Yeah.
I saw it right outside
Yeah.
as I was walking in. Can you tell the story behind the name of Green Beans?
Well,
How'd that come to be?
Green Beans Coffee, the green we get asked about all the time. The green is just our affiliation with the military. It all started from,
Okay.
you think of a soldier or somebody out there,
Green can, yeah.
green uniform. And then they try to be as green as the company as possible to our team.
The sustainability, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
we recycle paper, recycle plastic. We try to the extent possible. It's
Of
really
course.
difficult to do it
Especially as a small
perfectly across
business,
the board.
the
Yeah.
cost is just outrageous
Yeah.
for recycling, especially.
Yeah, so that's where the name originated from.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also wanted to, we've talked about the company a lot, and we're the first family-owned one in the country. There are, John and Jason own, about 24 cafes in military bases, international airports across the country. We're starting to see them pop up along the East Coast now, like a couple in the Pentagon.
No way.
Submarine base in Connecticut, Pensacola, Florida. There's a couple now. Still on military bases, but we're starting to see more and more of them pop up.
Right.
But here, I always like to mention their Cup of Joe for a Joe program, and that's where everyday people can go online. And for as little as $2.50, buy a cup of coffee for somebody who's deployed overseas.
Wow.
So really super neat program. You can set it up on a recurring basis, one time,
Sure.
Whatever the case may be, and you just go on there, register or whatever, drop your $2.50 in there, whatever you want to give, and soldiers or airmen, whoever's out there that's registered with Cup of Joe, will get a voucher that they can use to get a coffee.
Does that cost them money to be registered with
Nothing.
Cup of Joe? I assume
No,
not. Yeah.
no, it is 100%. It's something that's it's a not-for-profit program. Green
Sure.
Beans runs the entire thing, and they just do it for our service members that are deployed.
Gosh.
And I want to say we're over 1 million cups served now through that. I don't know. Well, I believe that is correct. But yeah, it's, and unused portions of that just roll on to the next person that gets a voucher. So
I'm glad you mentioned that.
yeah, it's a fantastic program. We can't sell them here in the cafe, but you can go online to just look up Cup of Joe for a Joe. Really neat
Cup of
program.
Joe for a Joe.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and so it's just that's what we do. As I often get asked what if I had one piece of advice for business owners or anybody trying to do this. Have a why. Absolutely the most important thing, because when times are rough or I'm not feeling like coming in here, I always got to remember what my why is, and it just right away makes everything better. This is not a job. I'm not really in this for the money per se. I'm in it for helping the fallen, helping the families. Our Soldiers Cross. I mean, that's huge. That is the biggest thing that's probably happened since I've started this business.
Really?
Is that we finally have the Soldiers Cross to honor our fallen.
There'll be a picture on here.
To me, that's what it's all about. Is recognizing the men and women who allow us to come sit down in a coffee shop and sit here and do this interview.
Yeah, so obviously Green Beans Coffee, you guys sell a lot of coffee. What else? You referenced like energy drinks you guys sell. You mentioned your fantastic muffins that everyone needs to try. Want to go through just a little couple highlights of the best food that you guys sell?
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that we're a full-fledged cafe, and I mentioned that we make all our food fresh. We do a fantastic breakfast. We sell yogurt parfaits, oatmeals. We sell breakfast sandwiches. We have breakfast burritos, breakfast croissants, and breakfast bagels. Our signature dishes are big breakfast burrito and the grand croissant. They're just piled with eggs, bacon, sausage, and pepper jack cheese.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much you guys had to offer either.
Yeah. So our breakfast is just phenomenal. And we we serve breakfast and lunch all day. For lunch, we have a variety of soups, salads, fresh made-to-order sandwiches and wraps.
Wow. You are full-fledged cafe.
Yeah. And we also sell our signature item, or kind of what we're known for, it's called a tartine.
Okay.
It's an open-faced hot sandwich served on a thick slab of sourdough that I get shipped in from San Francisco.
Wow.
And tartine's basically a savory hot sandwich.
Okay.
And so we have a variety of those that we throw in the oven and bake for a couple minutes, and have a nice mozzarella Gruyere mixed cheese on top, and they're absolutely delicious. Just phenomenal. We're probably one of the only places around this.
I was going to say, that seems to set you apart as well. There's a lot of things that are unique to Green Beans that I haven't seen or offered in any coffee shop.
Yeah.
But like you said, would you classify yourself as more of a bakery than a coffee shop, or how would you define Green Beans?
Well, I guess in the industry we're considered a coffee shop.
Sure.
In Italian, it's more of a osteria.
Sure.
Is kind of, a lot of people don't know what that is. Our main wall over there says osteria, and a lot of people don't know what that is. It's just a small, affordable cafe, quick bite to eat type place.
Right.
So that's kind of what we are. But that, again, osteria is just not a common everyday word in our vocabulary. So
I always thought that was pronounced Osteria.
It gets, it's like everything. We're depending on where you're from or how you pronounce things. We have great product. I mean, our food's just delicious.
I smell it right now.
Hard to keep the weight under control. Being around it all day.
It's fantastic food.
Yeah.
Well, John, I appreciate your time. Thank you for sitting down with me and letting me share your story with everyone watching this. John Sievers, everybody, owner of Green Beans Coffee. You want to share the exact location with folks?
We're our closest intersection is 168th and Harrison. We're directly in front of the neighborhood Walmart Market on that corner, and right behind the Quick Shop at 167th and Harrison. So,
You heard it, folks. Come out here, breakfast, lunch, or just a cup of joe. Thank you very much.
I've never been a speaker, my thoughts buried deep, pack heat in my core. So much pressure on myself, I'm about to explode. A rough volcano, lyrical lava flow, but like I said before, till I